The Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives unloads on President Barack Obama. John Boehner scolding the American president, saying essentially the president is responsible for the immigration crisis that is just exploding on the border. Ebru's Kyle Schmoyer is live at the nation's capital with more on this very heated rhetoric. Kyle.
Logan, here's the deal. Here on Capitol Hill, we're about a couple thousand miles away from the U.S.-Mexican border in Texas, yet this immigration crisis is consuming the city. Here's the problem. Everybody's talking about it. No action is happening. And so we hear a lot of talk, even, as you will hear, some yelling.
He's been president for 5.5 years. When's he going to take responsibility for something?
Frustration boiling over on Capitol Hill Thursday. The target, President Obama.
It's a crisis of the president's own making. His actions gave false hope to children and their families. If they enter the country illegally, they would be allowed to stay.
In Texas the last 2 days, the president rejected Republican talking points.
The issue is not that people are evading our enforcement officials. The issue is that we're apprehending them in large numbers. And we're working to make sure that we have sufficient facilities to detain, house, and process them appropriately.
While in Texas, the president met with local lawmakers, faith leaders, and Governor Rick Perry, one of the president's biggest critics on this immigration debate. Both men say they had a good conversation, but Perry continues to urge the president to go to the U.S.-Mexican border to see the crisis for himself. Perry did go to a border town today, later posting pictures to Twitter of himself with border agents and at a briefing with the caption, "This crisis needs to be seen to be understood, #SecureTheBorder."
We're not giving the president a blank check.
Meanwhile, partisan politics continue in Washington. Obama asked nearly $4 billion to address the crisis and urged Congress to act. GOP lawmakers say not so fast, and some say the president can deploy the National Guard to help.
The National Guard is uniquely qualified to address these types of humanitarian crises, and utilizing their expertise would free up border agents to focus on their job of securing the border.
Now, that is something exactly Governor Perry of Texas asked the president about yesterday, about the use of National Guard, saying he has the power to right now, even without Congress, to go ahead and send them. The president did say for his part he would consider sending the National Guard to help in this crisis if it came along with a compromise on that emergency funding bill here on Capitol Hill. Today, on the Senate side, a Senate committee is starting to look into the president's request of this. As you can imagine, the rhetoric kind of went right down partisan lines from Republicans and Democrats in favor or against it right now. The president saying they need that money sooner rather than later. Logan?
Words today came from Jay Johnson himself. He said, "We've been talking about 50,000 immigrants, mostly children and teenagers, flooding over the border. That number could actually almost double."
Yeah, the Secretary of Homeland Security saying today that his staff, his people are trying to take care of this. This is a humanitarian crisis, but one that could get out of control very quickly, and it's starting to head in that direction. He says he wish he could do more to round up a lot of these undocumented, unaccompanied children and send them back to their home countries. He also said he's in desperate need of money, and this whole situation could get worse before it gets better. Take a listen to what the Secretary had to say.
Doing nothing is not an option. At our current burn rate within the Department of Homeland Security, ICE will run out of money in mid-August. Given the added transportation cost, given the added enforcement cost, Customs and Border Patrol will run out of money by mid-September. At the current burn rate, given the situation we face.
As you can see there, the urgency by the administration to get this funding to help in the situation, not only with judges down there, but staff as well, that comes through Homeland Security. No word from either side of the Capitol, House or Senate, how soon they may look to move this bill. For one, John Boehner, for all his criticisms today, said he would like to get something passed, something done, especially on that Republican-controlled House side, before, again, they go on recess next month. That's the very latest. Live tonight from Capitol Hill, I'm Kyle Schmoyer, Ebru News.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much for that report.